at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services.
Well, very good evening everybody. Just to let you know, we're going to be starting at 8:30 in approximately 8 minutes, and we're actually running on time today. We got my nice new departure screen waiting board thing, which hasn't exported as it should have done, so it's only showing the first 30 seconds rather than the first 10 minutes. You should be getting lots of nice trains going past and departure screen updates and bits and bobs, but alas, it's not working. But anyway guys, yeah, 20:30, give us 8 minutes. We are running on time today, and hopefully we'll have a good stream. 8 minutes, and we're actually running on time today. We got my nice new departure screen waiting board thing, which hasn't exported as it should have done, so it's only showing the first 30 seconds rather than the first 10 minutes. You should be getting lots of nice trains going past and departure screen updates and bits and bobs, but alas, it's not working. But anyway guys, yeah, 20:30, give us 8 minutes. We are running on time today, and hopefully we'll have a good stream. 8 minutes, and we're actually running on time today. We've got my nice new departure screen waiting board thing, which hasn't exported as it should have done, so it's only showing the first 30 seconds rather than the first 10 minutes. You should be getting lots of nice trains going past and departure screen updates and bits and bobs, but alas, it's not working. But anyway guys, yeah, 20:30, give us 8 minutes. We are running on time today, and hopefully we'll have a good stream.
Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please ignore the departure screens. For some reason they're playing a 30-second loop rather than the full 10-minute introduction sequence. The stream is scheduled to run on time today, as on time as it normally does, that is, starting at 20:30 in around about 6 minutes time. Hopefully I fixed the echo as well.
Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Personal belongings with you at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services.
Well, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all? We're starting 8 o'clock on time. That is probably the first time we've ever managed to do that. Lots of you in the chat tonight. 36 of you viewing right from the beginning. Fantastic. That's a new record. Who have we got in the chat? Johnny Simulator Gamer. Oh, loads of people. William Newton, Nitrax, Fishbowl, Raygun, Eastern Midlands Railway fan. All the usual suspects that prefer to watch me than Wednesday night television. What can I say? So, as you might have noticed, we've already buggered up because the introduction sequence is supposed to run for 10 minutes and the CIS board cycles through and lots of trains go in and out, and then it comes up with some quite witty messages about why the stream's going to be late. But for some reason it only exported the last 10 minutes of the stream or so. Sorry, only exported the first 30 seconds of the introduction sequence, so that didn't work. So after all the problems we had in the London to Brighton stream with the camera and everything, I went out and bought a new camera and some nice lights and a Stream Deck controller to hopefully resolve all the technical issues. But to be completely honest with you, I've tried to plug it all in and get it working this evening and everything keeps crashing. So I think I've solved one problem and created a load more. So fingers crossed we're going to have a really good stream without any issues. Of course, before we jump in, I'm just going to put that on the screen. All the opinions in this stream or in this video are solely my own and may not reflect those of any companies I may be employed by or associated with. Fishbowl, Southern, always on time. Yeah, I've got to stop commenting on train companies and being late. Right, we're going to tell you what we're going to do. We'll jump into the game and then we'll go through the chat and we'll have a little chat. Fishbowl, no, I haven't moved house yet. We should get the confirmation later on this week or early next week. Then we can finally move and get a bit of a green screen thing going behind me so you haven't got all these toys and everything all over the place. Right, so let's jump into the game. Right, so what I want to do is try and do a London Victoria service down to Reigate. We had a little go at that in the last stream, but my internet died right towards the end of it, so it completely cut off, and we were about midnight at the time. We've been going for quite a long time. So let's have a go at that in the 377, and then we might do a 387 run then down to Brighton, depending on what the time is and how many of you are still in the chat. So we'll try and do a daytime run because I think they just generally look better on camera. Right, so I'm just going to type in Reigate. Yeah, let's find a daytime run. 1 Romeo 40 London Victoria to Reigate. Let's give that one a shot. Can you all hear me okay? Is my audio level okay? I think I might need to turn my mic down a little bit. So LD Smoglish, you said you would do a 66. Yes, I did say I would do a 66. You're quite right, and I will do a 66. But I want to have a little play with the 66 before I do the stream on it, just so I know sort of what I'm doing. I don't want to embarrass myself too much. But yeah, I will definitely do the 66, I promise you. Oh, that's caused quite a stir in the chat there, isn't it, with the 66? All right. We'll do this run down to Reigate, and then we'll do a 66 run. Promise is a promise, guys. Rightio, here we go. Begin. So I'll get the train set up. So I can't remember if the safety systems were in or not on this. Let's have a quick look. AWS, normal. DSD I'll leave out because I'm lazy. And Vigilance I'll leave out. And the DRA's in, which is good. So, key in. And into neutral. Press the button. Right, let's get some lights on. Day running. Tail lights off. And get some doors open. Right, we've got the signal ready so we can have the DRA off. And let's just check where we're actually stopping. So we're Clapham Junction, East Croydon, Purley, Colston South, Merstham, Redhill and Reigate. Hopefully we get all the way down there without incident today. Officially, Charles, the Dungeness 68s today are 2 hours late. I haven't been down to Dungeness to see any traction down there for a little while. I must make a point of going down there. I want to get the drone up somewhere near Dungeness, but it's a no-fly zone because of Lydd Airport. But if I head out towards Appledore, then I can do it there. Should get some nice drone shots of the 68. Fishbowl, you drive 66s in real life. Surely you should know how to do it in Train Sim World. I would hope so, but I don't think some of the 66 videos I've seen, I don't think it's exactly the same. I think there's some quirks that are a bit different. Northern Princess Productions, I found a fun trip to do. Victoria to Seaford to Brighton to Victoria. Yeah, a bit of East Coast Way action in there as well, why not? Chris Ryan, I want to see the Class 08 London to Edinburgh run. Dovetail need to make that happen. That would be a long stream. A very long stream. Maxwell Wayne Shepherd at Dadrail, please confirm I met you earlier. You did indeed, Max. We spoke very briefly earlier on today. Right, load passengers, lock doors. Here we go. The camera's still working. That's good. Clapham Junction, off we go. Helps if you're going to forward. I always make that mistake. Got a green signal, off we go. So I'm hoping that the stream's not going to be too laggy, guys. It should be okay. I think we had the settings we had last time. I haven't changed them, and it was pretty good last time, so fingers crossed that's going to stay the same. So we're 20 out of here. I need to turn off some HUD as well, don't I? I'll do that in a minute once we get to Clapham. That was me that killed the camera that time. Nitrax, are you going to be getting the 313 when that releases? Yes, thoroughly looking forward to that. I saw the shots earlier on this week. Really looking forward to the 313 release. Johnny Simulator game, Richard, in 4 days' time, Southeastern will cease to exist. Yes, being taken over by the operator of last resort, aka the government. Still don't quite know what's happened there with the tax fraud. Dare I say fraud? Tax fraud. 25 million of taxpayers' money. I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but did everyone see the pictures of Enfield this week? Of the train that went into the buffer stops? Salty train spot, seems about 30 to 20 FPS, all good. Yeah, I'm getting 46 at the moment, leaving London on the computer, so as long as it looks smooth, then we'll take that. Right, let's get her going. Z-Blocks, hello. Typing Squirrel, what's the difference between the DSD and the Vigilance? Good question. DSD is the driver safety device and the Vigilance is the Vigilance. They're linked into each other and they're operated using the safety pedal on the floor. It would have been known as the dead man's handle in the past. Basically, whenever the train is away from neutral, is in the forward or reverse position, you need to keep your foot on that pedal. If you take your foot off that pedal, you'll get an alarm that will sound, and you've got 7 seconds to put your foot back on the pedal. If you don't put your foot back on the pedal within the 7 seconds, then the emergency brakes go on. The Vigilance is linked into that, whereas if you've got your foot on the pedal and you're going along happily and you don't touch the controls for more than 60 seconds, the Vigilance will sound, and then you have to take your foot off the pedal and put it back down on the pedal just to confirm you're still there. Incidentally, with the way the Vigilance alarm works and the way the DSD works, if the DSD alarm triggers or the Vigilance alarm triggers and the emergency brakes come on, if it's then not acknowledged for another, I believe it's 60 seconds after that, so the alarm's been going off for 60 seconds, the cab radio, the GSMR radio, will actually send an alert directly to the signalman to tell them that you've got a DSD activated in your cab. So the signalman will be aware that the driver's become unresponsive, basically. And then following on from that, the signalman can actually use the radio to make a PA announcement on the train. So 2 yellow signals coming down towards Clapham. See, I thought I was in brake there, I was in power. Got to get that rail driver, guys. Or the Alan Thompson controller. Yes, the signalman can actually tap into your cab radio and make an announcement on the train, see if there's any staff members or anyone on there that can go and check on you. If there's no one on there that can check on you, or it's a freight train, then what they'll do is they'll stop a train coming in the other direction and get the driver to check up on you. 1 yellow. Let's get some braking. Red ahead. Yeah, I'm down to like 30 FPS on the computer as well now, so it's... yeah, it's not so good. One yellow. Johnny Simulator Gaming, I assume you're being sarcastic with the shed sounds. I've been told they're terrible. Crazy Plays, you doing a Reigate service or what? I am indeed, sir. We are doing a Reigate service today. And I believe we're 4 carriages. Yeah, you've got 4 on the my track there. Let's just check this. 377440, 2 yellows. 377440, so we have the right my track. We noticed on the 387 that it was completely wrong. It was showing a 377. Thanks for the answer. You're very welcome, Typing Squirrel. I'm trying to get a bit better at answering questions on here because I feel sometimes that I trip over my words a little bit and don't get my point across very clearly. When I make my videos explaining things, I normally write everything down and script it and then try and say it about 20 times before I actually get the final recording. So, yeah, hopefully I'm explaining everything quite clearly. Yes, we're waiting for a patch for this because there's no stop car marks at Clapham Junction. The Random Gamer, welcome to Dadrail. New subscriber. So I'm coming in far too slow there. Yeah, we need to get some stop car marks at Clapham Junction. That's one of the things they need to patch up. I believe it has been reported to Dovetail. So step 3 into neutral, open the doors. And of course we're still waiting for the rush hour passenger mod as well. Matthew Rice there. How do train drivers use the signal guards buzzer? That's only really used when you're running a service with a conductor or for shunting purposes. To be honest with you, it's very rarely used for shunting purposes these days. But if you've got a conductor on, I believe all Southern trains actually run with onboard managers, so they don't use it. The conductor would close the doors from down in the train, and then they'd give you 2 on the buzzer, so you get ding ding. You then repeat that in the cab, and that's your signal to start off. Alt F4 patches the car markers. Yeah, nice try, Fishbowl. Lawrence Adams, does anyone know what time the service starts from London to Seaford to Brighton to London? I don't think that's a proper service. I think you've got to... I could be completely wrong, because I don't think the 2 routes are integrated, which is a shame. Crazy Plays, I feel like your destination is not set. It's done. There we go. Reigate. Off to East Croydon, into forward. Green signal. I was actually driving this section of route today on 3 Whiskey 90. So I've been to Clapham Junction this morning. I was there at 7:30 this morning. Z-Blocks, how are you all doing tonight? Not too bad, sir. Yourself, how are you doing? So has anyone seen the, I believe it was SimRail demo that came out earlier on this week? Free demo on Steam, SimRail. Julian Heat, welcome to Dadrail, sir, new subscriber. Are the toys on the camera mine? I thought I'd move those out of shot. No, as most of you know, I've got, I have a 2-year-old who's been happily playing in the living room, and I haven't tidied up yet, so... new subscriber there as well. Fishbowl, do you watch Peppa Pig? Absolutely. I pressed the wrong button earlier on in the week, and there was kind of a stream that came out of about 10 seconds. It was me sitting there in my pyjamas with Peppa Pig on the telly. I've deleted it off now. But, yeah, if you were lucky enough to, or unlucky enough to see that. Driving over speed limit? I'm not over the speed limit, I'm fine. Gaz Photography, welcome to Dadrail, sir. We have like nearly 80 viewers. That's fantastic. Don't forget, guys, while you're there watching this video, do click that like button. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. It really does help me out. Julian, hello, sir. 156 Andrew, Richard, what is your favourite train? Oh, do you mean to drive, sir, or do you mean in general? Crazy Plays, I would love to see you drive trains in this game outside the UK. Yeah, that's certainly something we can do. We can certainly try some different routes and different countries and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll be up for that. I'm on my winter roster at work because where I'm based we have a summer roster and a winter roster, and in the winter we're a lot busier with RHTT trains and railhead treatment trains and de-icing trains. So I'm a bit stuck for time at the moment for streaming and stuff, but certainly want to try and get one a week in if we can. Train spotting. Hello, do you give tones to train spotters when you see them? Anyone in the chat who's been out and seen me driving in real life will know that I absolutely do. So we've just gone through Balham. We're coming down to Streatham Common and the associated junction, Streatham South Junction, I believe it is, the one at the bottom of the hill. Lawrence Adams shared on my Facebook page. Thank you very much, sir. Typing Squirrel, do you ever use the number of carriages counter in real life? And do you use the speed set in real life? You'll find, I don't know if it has on this one, but it had on the, yeah, look, the speed set has now been disabled. On the real trains it's also been disabled. It's been taken out of operation, so yeah, it's not used. We have speed set on class 66, but it only goes up to 10 miles an hour. And that's basically so when you're unloading or you're doing propelling movements, you can keep the train speed nice and slow. Northern Princess Productions, how many hours per week do you average at work? That's a good question. The way our rota works, and I'm not going to go too much into detail on a public forum because I might get into trouble, but the way our rota works, we are based on a 34.5 hour average working week, but the key term there is average working week. So some weeks you might do 60 or 70 hours and the next week you might do 10 hours. So yeah, it's the average working week. That's, and then of course if you do overtime on top of that and work your rest days, but 72 hours is the maximum we're allowed to do under the Hidden 18 regulations. Facundo Posey, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but welcome to Dadrao, sir. Officially, Charles, will you be driving 3 Whiskey 75 this weekend, or you not know until the day? No, I will not be doing 3 Whiskey 75 this weekend, I'm afraid. So we're coming through Norbury. We really need Dovetail Games if you're listening, and I have been in contact with them about becoming an ambassador, but Dovetail Games, we really, really need a 455 for this route so we can do some of the metro services. Hashtag 455. Lawrence Adams, when I bought this DLC I didn't get the class 66 or the class 375 Southern. No, I believe you need the Southeastern High Speed in order to get those trains. They're part of the Southeastern High Speed pack. I think the 66 is on the East Coastway as well, so if you have the East Coastway then you should get that. Coming down towards Thornton Heath. Dadral, are you assuming their gender? Never. The folks at Dovetail Games. Fishbowl, have you ever been in a crash incident? Yes. 375601. I'll see if I can dig the picture out and I'll post it in our Discord server. If you're not in our Discord server, link in the description below. But 375601, I hit a tree with that and smashed the front windscreen and completely writ it off. We're dropping to 60 in a minute, so that's why I've let the speed come off. Yeah, but I'll see if I can find the picture and put it in the Discord. 156 Andrew, Richard, what is your favourite route to drive on? It's quite a good question. I would say probably the marshalling, Ashford to Eastbourne. I don't get to drive it very often, but it's a nice route. It's quite scenic and it's local to me as well. 2 yellows. Yeah, see there's our 60 there. Let's get some speed off. Oh, we got the route indicator to go across the junction. I believe in reality you would actually be checked down to a red to go across there, because it's I can't quite remember if you do on that junction, but because it's 30 I believe you would be 2 yellows, 1 yellow. The signal with the junction indicator would be held at red, and as you approach it, it would clear with the junction indicator. The problem with what's just happened there is if I hadn't slowed down at the 2 yellows, which I've got no obligation to do, I could have been going over that junction very fast and caused a derailment. So we're coming up to Cottage Junction, Cottage Bridge Junction. Train spotting, just join the Discord. There we go, 1 yellow. And if you post anything in the general page of the Discord, pictures or whatever you like, we'll get them up on the stream for you. Because we're good like that here. Fishbowl, did you only drive Electrostars at South Eastern? As a mainline driver, yes. As a shunt driver, I also signed 395s, 465s. I had a go on 376s as well. So, bar the new 700s, I've driven everything that South Eastern operate. Some of the rendering on the track's not too good there. It looks a bit dodgy. Electro has a game and we need the LMR routes in Tier SW2. Class 350 all the way. I think we need a lot more routes in Train Sim World 2. I think with the lack of third-party development and third-party support on the game, it's not going to happen very quickly. 1 yellow, we got junction indicator 1, which takes us into platform number 6. I've done this exact move today. I've been down here through platform 6 and then straight down to South Croydon over to Sarnstead down to East Grinstead earlier on today. Train spotting, you have to be one of, if not the best railway channel on YouTube. Well, that's very, very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you indeed. 1 yellow, so we should be no more than 20 over the magnet coming towards the red. And of course, like I've said to you before, guys, if you're coming into a station on a red signal, you want to mediate your speed for the signal rather than the stop. So if I was stopping and I had a proceed aspect, I'll be coming in a lot quicker. 2 to 9 mark on the offside there. Signal's cleared up. Southeastern 375 departing from the other platform. Just gone past the stop car mark there. So step 3, we don't need to set the DRA now because obviously the signal's cleared. I'm going to get out the seat and do the doors on that side because that is good practice. That's great, Northern Princess Productions, that's great cab discipline. Reading chat as you approach an adverse signal. I think on that note, if I was driving properly, I wouldn't be reading the chat at any time. The amount of times I've been reading the chat and been distracted by my driving, it's not good at all. 82 viewers, fantastic, guys. This is going really well. Also, guys, if you're new to the stream, I'll put my socials on the page as well. You're more than welcome to pop over there and give us a follow as well. Let's get back into the game. Into forward, see, I forgot to do it again, and off we go. 2 yellows. Now, I noticed this is where the stream ended when we were trying to do this the other day. We're off to Purley. This is where the stream ended when we got down to South Croydon. My internet decided to crash. So fingers crossed that's not going to happen again, but I noticed the signalling sequence is wrong here as well. It's probably just me being a little bit picky as a mainline driver, because I've said it before and I say it again, overall, Dovetail Games, fantastic job you've done on this route. It's really, really good. Officially Charles, what is your favourite London route to drive? Oh, that's a pretty good question, actually. I quite enjoy the run down from Clapham Junction down through Richmond. That's quite a nice run. 1 yellow. Right, this is now correct signalling sequence. Red is at the end of South Croydon station, and that signal should be held at red until we approach it because it's a 20 mile an hour restriction across the junction. We will need position 4 route indicator as well. Northern Princess Productions, we've been told we'd lose our jobs if we enter the cab whilst the train is moving. Yeah, there's very strict rules on who we're allowed to have in the cab and stuff like that. People have, even if we have management and people in there, they have to have cab passes to authorise them to go into the cab. I did have Jeff Marshall in the cab though at one point. He never mentioned it in his video though, which was really annoying. 2 yellows, that puts us into Purley Oaks. 20 across this junction here, so we better slow down a little bit. EHA, dead rail, fat. Yeah, see, I can't disagree with you. I cannot disagree with you. That needs to go. It's a train driver's belly. So we're going to wait till the back of the train is clear. We need to remember that our last signal was 2 yellows. It'd be very easy to accelerate away and forget that. I mean, we've got a signal directly in front of us, so that shouldn't happen. But if you didn't have the signal directly in front of you, it'd be very easy to clear the junction, forget what the previous signal was, come around the corner, and you've had a spat. Dave Flavel, is that, sorry? Have you ever driven a Class 37? Maybe, maybe not. I've certainly ridden and route conducted a Class 37. Whether I've driven it is something I'm not at liberty to say on a public forum. Northern Princess Productions, did he interview about the 375 boop? Yes, he did actually on the All the Stations video. And I think I sent him the picture, and that was on. I think the picture of 601 that I'd done was on the All the Stations video with Jeff Marshall. Okay, EHA, that's not very appropriate or nice language. Yeah, I don't know why my Nightbot hasn't kicked you out. Just going through Purley Oaks there. Crazy Plays, Deborah, did you buy the entire season pass or only this one? Yeah, I bought the season ticket, so I've got all the other routes that come with it. Northern Princess Production, would you let me send you a train sim scenario? Yeah, if you get in contact with me on Discord, I think I'm already talking to you on Discord, but yeah, that'd be fantastic. Green signal coming into Purley. Dinosaur Gaming, is the Pendolino most train drivers' dream to drive? A bit like the A380 for pilots. I'm probably more of a Voyager person than a Pendolino. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. Yeah, I've been distracted by the chat now, guys, coming into Purley way too slow, but never mind. South East Rail Productions, remember 66747 at Glynde. South East Rail Production, I'm guessing you are Luke. Harvey Herbert, how do you know what station to stop at when you're doing a fast service? You'd normally have your schedule in front of you, so you get a piece of paper with all your station stops on it. On the 375, actually, they normally slide this rubber seal along here. You can slide them just under there. There is a clipboard down here as well, so you can clip your piece of paper on the clipboard. Drama does stuff. Do you only work for Southern or other companies? I have never worked for Southern, sir. I worked for their sister company that won't exist in 4 days' time. And I now work for a well-known freight company whose shirt I may not be wearing right now. Yeah, way too slow. Again, yeah, there's no stop car marks at Purley as well. I didn't get this far down last time. That's another one that they need to sort out. That's close enough. Step 3, neutral, open the doors. Ah, we got a train coming off the Tatnam there. That'd be a great line to have for 455s, Tatnam and Caterham. Nitrax, what's worse than one voyage or 2 voyages? Yeah, I think I'm going to cause a bit of controversy with the Voyager statement. I don't know, there's something about them, I like them. I just like Voyagers. You are Luke, yes. OTG 374, who do you work for now? I can't say that because I'm not allowed, but I wear a blue shirt and a tie and I drive freight trains. So, what should we do? Let's put that on the screen as well. Declaration. All the opinions expressed within this video are solely my own, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back in the game. Green signal, we are off to Coulson South. Put it into forward. Come on, drive. Look, we're rolling backwards. Bad driver. Coulson South, platform 2. Coulson South. Come on. Yes, you're 60 all the way down to Purley, and then you got up to 80. You drop down to 75 around the corner at Coulson South, then it goes up to 90 all the way through Redhill. British Ace might need some moderation in here, mate. Yeah, I've got Nightbot set up, mate. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly why it isn't doing what it's supposed to do. South Wales Rail fan rocking the GBRF shirt while driving a Lecky Star. Yeah, we'll do a 66 run after this, though, I promise. Got 110 viewers, guys. Come on, we've got to do a 66 run. If you are viewing the stream and you're wondering who I am, my name is Richard and I am a mainline train driver based in the southeast of England, coasting ball for Coulson South. Used to be a passenger train driver. I am now a freight train driver for a premier freight operating company. Let's put it that way. Coming down towards Coulson South. And don't forget, guys, while you're sitting there in the chat watching away, if you drop us a sub and a like, that would be fantastic. Helps the algorithms at YouTube to recommend my videos a little bit more. Durfast76, thank you very much, sir. I'm finding this as my videos start getting recognised a bit more and the Discord gets a bit more popular. We're starting to get sort of more incidences of people just coming in and ruining it for everyone else, which is a bit of a shame, really. So I haven't actually driven this bit of the route in the simulator yet, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. I'm kind of... my driving's literally all over the place at the moment. William Newton. You may be correct, sir. Coulson South, where apparently we have stop car markers set up. We don't have stop car markers set up. So we've got a marker point there, but we've got no markers on the platforms. And you don't want to be stopping on the AWS magnet, because in real life that wouldn't be good. Right, so 3 neutral doors, 4 on the 4. Yeah, that's not good, the fact that we're missing stop car markers off of so many platforms. That's very tight to the end there as well, isn't it? Very close to the end.
Ticket checks are in operation at this station. Please have your tickets available for inspection.
There you go, ticket checks are in operation. Reigate 15:38 on time, just like this stream today. Train's on time as well. With my being how slow I've been driving, I'm quite surprised about that. What's going on in the Discord? Let's have a little look in there. James Cocker, welcome to Dadrail, sir. Apple Gaming in the Discord there has put some 69s and 73s and 66s at Tunbridge. Am I in those pictures? Quite possibly. Lovely. Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, guys, there's a link in the description below. You're more than welcome over there. Providing you're not going to cause problems, because we've got some moderation set up over there now, though, fortunately. I suppose we better go, really. Fabian Greavy, would the AWS keep ringing if you do so, if you stop over the magnet? Yeah, if you stop on the AWS magnet, the AWS is basically just going to sound continuously, and you'll be hitting the cancel button, and it won't cancel. So you'll have the emergency brakes on, and you won't be able to move the train. Two ways of dealing with that. It's a bit of horn action. Two ways of dealing with that. You can isolate the AWS on the isolation panel up there, and then move the train off the magnet. Or you could go into the back cab and then move the train in the opposite direction. The issue you're going to get if you go over to the panel and isolate it is that you can't then reinstate it. These isolating switches, you isolate using a driver's key, but to put them back in you need a special key that goes in that little hole there, and drivers are not issued those. They're only given to like fitters and management. And once you take a safety system out, you're then subject to loads and loads of rules and restrictions and stuff, and you can't do that. You can't isolate it off your own back. Finley Durston, welcome to Dadrail, sir. Crazy place. You should try and drive a German train soon, because I am from Germany. We will certainly. I'm running out of UK routes to do, so we'll venture off and do some European stuff, sir. Train spotting. Next time you check the Discord, can you check up a bit and give an opinion on my pictures, please? We've got nothing going on here at the minute. Let's put the Discord up. Ah, look. Someone's got a picture of me there in the Discord with sunglasses on, looking trendy. Figs Bowl, when was that taken? That must have been quite recently, in a 73. Love it. Oh, wrong button. So our next station stop is Merstham. It's 90 miles an hour. My braking point for Merstham will be just as we come out the tunnel. 156 Andrew, does any service detach and attach at Redhill? I don't think they do, but I could be wrong. Dave Flavel, good man Richard, Voyages. The best modern unit. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just like them. I think they're alright. Merstham Tunnel. Clark track speed, how versed are you in American equipment? I watched a video on American signalling a little while ago, and it confused me a lot. Dwarf signals and the fact you can go past reds if it's got a yellow on top of it, and various bits and bobs. So I'd certainly need to do some reading up before doing an American route. But I'd be up for that, certainly. It's always good to understand how railways in different countries work and stuff. Yes, it's good. Johnny Simulator Gaming, I hate passenger drivers. I'm not a passenger driver, sir. Only in the simulator. So we didn't even make 90 there. But we're going to get the brakes in as we come out the tunnel from Merstham. In a real train, if I was driving this route for real, and we're used to, when I worked for the Blue Company, the Blue Passenger Company, we used to drive the green trains on this route up to London Bridge from Tunbridge. So yeah, I used to drive this as a passenger driver. Yeah, no, the distances are way out there for that station. I don't want to overshoot. No. Let's put it in emergency. That should stop, I think. That's not a bad stop as it goes. I'll take that. We got away with that. I think we just about got away with that. Into free, open the doors. Flashing yellow signals as well. We do like a good flashing signal. Joshua Ritchie, can you do a video on the Isle of Wight route and train simulator? Yeah, that's on my list to download. I think we got the 38. Is it the 38 stock coming out as well? Which is obviously intended for the Bakerloo line, but we could probably use that on the Island line as well, which would be good. William Newton, epic fail. Almost an epic fail. Almost an epic fail. ScotRail, the Blue Company. Yeah, the other Blue Company in the south. Overshot a rail. Yeah, we're not. We might do spad rail later. Hashtag spad rail if we do that. Some of the previous streams, I've definitely been after my P45. Oh, what have we got going on here? Clark, about a year ago my train stopped on an AWS. It was about to attach at Woking, so we had to reverse, but I don't think the driver changed ends for it. Yeah, I mean technically you should change ends, but I guess if you've got a shunter or someone behind you and you get authority, then it wouldn't be the end of the world. Harley Reynolds, are you a real train driver? Certainly am, my friend. I am a former passenger train driver, now a freight train driver. Liam Wilson, if you put the train into emergency in real life, would you have to report upon return to depot? That depends on your company's instructions, Liam. As I knew someone was going to answer that question as soon as I went into emergency, because it happens every time. Basically, and if you've heard me say this before, then I apologise, but basically the previous company I worked for had a policy that if you used emergency, you had to report it. 2 flashing yellows, we're into Red Hill on that signal sequence. You had to report it, but what they were finding is the fact that you had the need to report it deterred people from using it. So people were coming into the station there, and they were thinking, oh, I'll put step 3 in and hopefully I'll get away with it, then I don't have to report it. And we had a couple of spads that could have been prevented if people had used the emergency brake. So they found by having the need to report it, people were deterred from using it. So they took the need to report it away, and basically their attitude was, if you need it, it's there. I think though, if you were downloaded on a random black box download, which we're subject to every 6 months or so, and they found you were using the emergency brake a lot, then you'd certainly have to question your driving style. But yeah, no, it's there to be used. If you need it, use it. The reason I needed it there is because that's probably the only thing I found on the station-wise, the only thing I found on the game that's not modelled very well. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Train spotting. What do flashing yellows mean? One flashing yellow. So flashing yellows mean you'll be taking the highest speed diverging junction. So you'll have 2 flashing yellows, 1 flashing yellow, then a single yellow with a route indicator, and that route indicator would be the highest speed route available at that junction. However, as an anomaly, this one at Red Hill, you can actually have 2 different junction indicators with flashing yellows, which is quite unusual, I believe. So, like we were saying at Selhurst earlier, you need to get checked down because the speed limit's lower, so you'd get 2 yellows, 1 yellow, red, then the signal would clear as you were approaching it. This is another way of doing that. It keeps the speed up, basically. So you get the flashing yellow, so it means you know you're going to be turning off at the junction. So we've got the 1 yellow with the route indicator, position 1, that takes us into platform number 3 at Red Hill. It's 20 through the junction, or is it 30? 30 through the junction, I believe. Bro got drip. What does TPWS do? Gets you in a lot of trouble, your manager. On this game, not a lot, which is a shame. But if you play, I think Train Sim's got it. Train Sim Classic has it simulated, and Open BVE. If you approach a red signal or a speed restriction too fast, TPWS will chuck the emergency brakes on. You'll get a nice red flashing light down there, and you'll need to report that. Ooh, actually, do you know what? Red Hill is modelled really poorly. This is not good at all. Very sorry, Dovetail Games. Everything I've seen of this route's been really good. Red Hill has not been done well at all. This looks awful. It's almost like because it's obviously Red Hill's on the slow lines. We got stop car marks though, which is good, but Red Hill does not look good at all. Four on the 4. Step 3 neutral, open the doors. Let's have a look outside. Wow, yeah. I mean, they kind of got the basic shape of it, but the platforms don't look good. Yeah, no, I'm not impressed with Red Hill. Sorry guys, I'm not impressed with Red Hill. Liam Wilson, Reigate's my local station. It's always disconcerting when you see a train approaching the station with the level crossing barriers up. Yeah, indeed, sir. I sign the road as far as Reigate. I sign from Red Hill to Reigate, but I don't sign any further than that at the moment. We do the winter de-icing trains. Obviously, there's no third rail past Reigate, so I don't need to go any further than that. Nitrox, you should have seen Reigate pre-release. Was it bad, sir? I haven't seen Reigate in the full game, actually, so it'd be quite interesting to go up there and see what it looks like. But yeah, I'm certainly not impressed with Redhill, which is I mean, overall, the route is fantastic. They've done a really good job, and I don't want to unfairly criticise them. But Redhill doesn't look good at all. I mean, little things like, look how high that station roof is. It's massive. Sorry, you can't see, can you? Because I've put the wrong screen up. Yeah, it looks just doesn't look good at all. Andrew B, evening Richard, evening sir. Crazy place with the night lighting. Yeah, I've heard about the night lighting on Dresden. Apparently it's very, very good. I haven't even played that outside of the stream, so I do need to have a look at that. We haven't. Oh, we're going to do 20 across the points. Yeah, so obviously being YouTuber extraordinaire and, you know, train driver and general top bloke. Someone else's words, not mine, honestly. Yeah, as well as all that, I've got 4 children as well that take up a lot of my time. So I believe it's 20 across there, not 15, but we'll go with what it says. Yeah, I've got 4 children that take up a lot of my time as well. So I don't generally get much time to game. If I'm not working, I'm looking after them. And there's no track there. Where's the track gone? Oh god, no! It's almost like Reigate's an afterthought and Redhill's an afterthought. They've kind of modelled the quarry line and then gone, oh yeah, you better put the slow lines in as well. Because like I say, Merston wasn't great, Redhill wasn't great, and we've got track missing on the Reigate branch. Crazy Place, are you doing another journey after this? Who wants to see the 66 after this? Because I did promise in the last stream the 8,000 subscriber special. I think we've probably exceeded 8,000 now, but I did promise in the last stream. Who wants to see the 66? Anthony Hunter, hello. $35/70. Although I signed this route, I'll be honest with you, I can't remember what the speed limit is, which is really bad. I would need to consult my maps and my sectional appendix before driving it again. Brad's FM got my module 2 soon. Good luck, sir. Very good luck to you. 66, 66, 66, 387, 66, 66. Ah, by popular demand, guys, we'll do a 66 run. Some of the AWS sounds are missing on this as well, so there are quite a few bugs in this. And I think I said it in the last game. You know, overall, I've been very, very impressed with the route and stuff. But a bit more beta testing and iron out the bugs and stuff would have been fantastic. Mark Lawrence, welcome to Dad Rail, sir. New subscriber. Bro got drip. What does AWS stand for? My dad wants to know. Automatic warning system. So basically, the AWS has magnets in the middle of the track. You have it's a fail-safe system, so you have a permanent magnet and an electromagnet. If you go over a permanent magnet, you'll have a horn that will sound in the cab. You then have this version of AWS, you have 2.7 seconds to press that plunger there. If you don't press that plunger there in 2.7 seconds, the emergency brakes will come on. You also have, I'm powering up and not braking. Look at that. I've said this before about the controls. I want joystick support. I thought I was braking. I wasn't. I was powering up. Yeah, if the electromagnet's energized on the tracks, you have the permanent magnet, then the electromagnet. Emergency brakes have come on for some reason. I have no idea what I've done there. Did I miss the AWS? If I'd missed the AWS, then the light should be flashing. Never mind. Yeah, if the electromagnet's energized as well, when you go over it, you go over the permanent magnet, over the electromagnet, and you'll get a nice ping, which you don't need to do anything for. So if you're approaching a green signal and the electromagnet's knackered, you'll get a horn go off instead of a bell, which you need to acknowledge, which would be a right side failure of the system. Crash prone on the consoles as well. I've got the original Train Sim World on PlayStation 4. Reigate looks bad. Where's the level crossing? And the signal box. Ooh, Reigate looks really bad. Why are there people walking along next to the track there? Okay. Step 3. DRA neutral. Open the doors. Welcome Anonymous to Dunrail. Reigate looks terrible, guys. Has anyone got, I tell you what, has anyone got a picture of Reigate Station they could just post in the Discord server for me? If you, someone just grab a picture of Reigate Station and put it in the Discord, and then I'll put it up for everybody else. It's like a comparison type thing. Spadrail, Dadrail with the honours of Free Whiskey 90 last Saturday. Yeah, if anyone's got a picture of Reigate that you could just pop in the Discord, that'd be great. So how did we do? We've got a gold medal. Although that was a really atrocious drive, we've got a gold medal. So, yeah, DSD broke driver safety device. Oh come on! Oh come on! This is not release ready. Can we walk over the footbridge? Does that work? Yeah, it does. This is not release ready. Come on. Bugging out on the footbridge. Yeah, no. Do you know what? I think Dovetail Games shouldn't have put Reigate on there because this is not released. Red Hill Station didn't look good. There was bits of track missing. They're not going to make me an ambassador if I keep saying things like this, are they? But no, I'm actually genuinely disappointed with that. Over to the Discord. Did anyone put Reigate Station? Yeah, look, we've got a few pictures of Reigate Station there. That's what it should look like. I mean, if you look at it kind of facing that way, it's not too bad. Yeah, you can see the building, the signal box, the level crossing. When you look there, I mean, come on, just tidy it up a bit. That's not good at all, is it, guys? That's really not good at all. Right, so what do we all reckon? Let's press that button there. Are we going for a 66 drive? What do you reckon, guys? Are we going for a 66? Crazy place, 4th of November. What's happening on the 4th of November, sir?
This is a safety announcement. It is not permitted.
Jay Callow, you put it in emergency. Yeah, I know.
All residents within the station
You can see on the screen as well there, thank you to all my Patreon supporters, guys, for the continued support. You've been fantastic. To my Patreon supporters, if you're in the stream, I'm recording a video tomorrow, which you will of course get 48-hour early access to, and check your mailboxes and I'll be sending you the link directly to that as soon as it's ready to go. Bring on the shed! Bring on the shed, bring on the shed. Bring on the shed. Yeah, right, let's get out of this. I've not had a go on the 66 at all in this game yet, so I've got no idea how good it is or how bad it is. See, I'm kind of thinking if I want to be an ambassador for Dovetail, then I should be nice about their products and shouldn't be so critical. Generally speaking, I'm very happy with their products, though, in all honesty. Timetable. Class 66 EWS. They're all going to be dark runs as well, aren't they? That's a bit annoying. Oh no, it's starting at 12:49. New Haven Day aggregates to Acton TC. I sign that entire route as it goes, actually. Let's click on that. Where do we take that over from? May I put a non-UK rail fan picture on the general? Yes, you carry on, sir. Good, like I say, if you're not in the Discord, there is a link in the description below. We've got a really good, friendly group over in Discord. We've had a few issues lately with some idiots, but I think, am I allowed to say idiots? I think we've kicked them now. Typing squirrel brakes on the shed are so unrealistic. We shall soon find out. So where are we? Let's see if I can work out where we are without even looking. Looks like Merstham. Are we at Merstham? I want to take a guess that we're at Merstham. Let's not worry about the timetable. Oh, Withersfield. Okay, right. Close enough. It's only a few stations out. 66 at 086. Right, okay. Guys, I'm going to sound really critical now, but you know I am going to pick faults in this now. Don't jump on the track. I don't recommend that. Why are the main res pipes and the brake pipes hanging down on the front of the loco? They should be stowed away on these little clips here. You would not take the train in service like that. That's an instant fail. That is an instant fail. We would not be going in service like that. Okay, the lights have just turned themselves on magically, all by themselves. Let's have another look around at the outside of the train. Locomotive. Okay, the parking brake is on at the moment because that chain is taut. If the parking brake was off, that would be loose. So being a 66 driver, I'm probably being a little bit fussy. Obviously, we couldn't get the copyrights for Mendip Rail logos on there. Just put a Dad Rail logo on there. J&A's. Yeah, see, we're coupled up correct. Yeah, see, no, this is incorrect as well, guys. These wagons do not have a main res connection. They do not have a yellow connection. They only have a red brake pipe. That's me being really, really picky. Other than that, the model looks pretty good. It's not too bad at all. Why can't I get in the cab? Oh, I can. Right. So this is the number 2 end. The cab is much smaller. Okay, why is the train going? What's happening? Someone's taken my train. Help! Right, that's probably not supposed to happen. Is it because I didn't take control of it? '66 is now fitted with Alexa as standard. Haunted 66. So, I can't even sit in the driver's seat. Can I just press the emergency brake plunger and stop this thing? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. And how the heck did a 66 manage to accelerate that quickly? Why is the emergency brake plunger not working? Can I put a key in? No. Okay, we can't do anything. Guys, what is going on? What is going on with that? Red button time. It doesn't work. I've pressed the red button. Grand Theft Rail. It's one of the jokes I always make. I always say, oh, the train's not going to go without me. Which, unfortunately, it never does. Right, do you know what? I think we're going to just have to try and restart that and just get in and drive. Restart, yes. We won't spend so long looking around it. We'll just jump in it. New ATO on the 66 C blocks. Yeah, quite possibly, sir. So where do we actually take this stop at location as indicated? Okay, in 35 miles. Right, so class 66. Conditions for power speed control. So first thing I'll be doing getting in this locomotive is I'll be entering my PIN number into the box here and putting the train running number in. That's for the download. So let's get some lights turned on. Daytime, tail lights should be off. We should have a repeater panel. There we have. DST isolated, AWS isolated. I want the AWS in. And we're in the number 1 end cab, so it should be in here somewhere. Computer control. No, AWS, TPWS. There you go. The cab's certainly dirty enough. Just like a real 66 cab. So, we got a key in already? There we go, key in. And so all these switches need to be in the up position or the train won't go. I I'll tell you what we will try quickly. We'll just shut down the engine. And with the isolation switch in the up position, the engine shouldn't start. Which it doesn't, which is correct. So if we put that in the down position, it should start. Oh, we need to pull out the emergency stop. Okay, you don't normally need to do that. So let's just try that again. With the switch in the up position, it doesn't start. Switch in the down position. There we go. That is correct. That is how it should be. In the shed, what if you want to have AWS on in cab 2 typing squirrel? Basically, that works both cabs. You've got one AWS system on the Locomotive with acknowledgement buttons in each cab. So yeah, that one switch would work both cabs. So we've got lights turned on. We pretend we've set that up. So we're going to charge the brake pipe up. So I've got no idea how much weight we've got on or how many wagons we've got on. We've got our train length counter, which kind of works. It certainly beeps. We'll find out if it works in a minute. Locomotive must be set up in SSC mode. I've got no idea what that's all about. Anyway, let's get going. So we're going to forward. Straight air brake should be on. Parking brake is showing us off. So we're going to charge the brake pipe up. So to charge the brake pipe up, you need to pull back and hold. Okay, that's doing me power handle. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out the controls because all the trains I've driven have been one-arm bandits. So our brake pipe's coming up now. Right, your airflow gauge as well would be round there somewhere, so that's not simulated correctly. Brake pipes charged up far. See, suddenly that started moving. Brake pipes charged up far too quickly. That would take a little while to charge up. But anyway, let's just get it going and have a drive. I sound like I'm being really negative, which is it's not in my nature to be negative. So what we'd do is we'd give it one notch of power. Watch the amps come up, which they haven't, which is good because we need to have the switch in the up position. So now the amps should come up, which they have, and now we should get a nice as we take the brake off. Let's open the window. Oh, we didn't get it. When you take the straight air brake off, you should get a nice like. Right, she's moving. We've got her moving. 7 Victor 00, 17 wagon, 1600 tons. Obviously, there's not even a GSMR radio in here. When was this 66 designed on? Let's give it a bit more power. Okay, what I'd be looking to do is notch up incrementally. Now that should bounce me back if we get too high, but it stayed in. So if we're coming out of Newhaven, I'm presuming we're loaded, and that has just picked up speed far too quickly. We have working blinds, we have opening windows, we have cab lights. No idea what that noise is. Right, a bit of wheel slip going on there. That's interesting. So why the amp meter's doing that all of a sudden? Guys, the 66 is terrible. The 66 is actually really, really bad. So what service am I operating, guys? Can anyone remember? Are we a class 6 or a class 7? I can't seem to remember what we were operating. Can anyone just have a look for me and check in the, because that would depend on what speed we can actually travel at. Interestingly enough, it's telling me on the HUD there, of course, that we can do 90, which is the line speed. I mean, even if we're running class 4, we're only allowed to do 75. So just see if it does us for overspeed. We'll just keep it going. In reality, though, this wouldn't be picking up this quickly. This would be going much slower. Oh, double beep was the train length sound, so the train length sound does work. Press T to see your head code. No, I've got... It doesn't tell me anything. 7 Victor 00. So if we're class 7, we're limited to 45 miles an hour. Hello, and thank you very much to whoever's just contributed to my Patreon. I haven't got the alerts set up properly at the moment, I'm afraid. But I will be in contact with you after the stream, and thank you very much, sir. Or madam. Guys, I don't like this 66. What are them small yellow markables sometimes next to the track? Reese, I presume you mean these ones just coming up here on the left? If you mean these ones here, they are sandite marker boards for MPVs and railhead treatment trains. 1 dash means prepare to lay sandite, 2 dashes means commence laying sandite, and 3 dashes means stop laying sandite. Crazy Killer, Dadra, Joe Burgess has created his Brighton Mainline timetable. Wagon was glitching. No, I feel like I'm being really harsh on Dovetail Games actually, because I've generally been really impressed with the route and everything, and I've just been so critical in the stream, which is not really fair, because they have done a really good job of it. Oh, train spotting, thank you very much for your Patreon contributions, sir. Very, very much appreciated. And I shall be in contact with you directly after the stream. So now, is it going to overspeed me at 75? Because of course the Loco's not supposed to do more than 75. Hence the red line there, and hence the max speed 75. And in actual fact, if we're running class 7, we shouldn't be doing more than 45. And I bet it's not even timetabled for that. So I'm going to get it up to 80, and what it should do is chuck the emergency brakes on. It shouldn't let us go that fast. Yeah, Reese, no worries. Very welcome, sir. That is what we are here for, to try and hopefully answer your questions. 116 people in the stream. This is superb, guys. I've only been streaming for about 3 or 4 weeks. So it's fantastic to see so many of you in the stream. Don't forget as well, just give us a like and subscribe as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Sergeant Salt, did you work on the railway before becoming a driver? Yes, I was originally starting my railway career as platform staff. I then moved on to platform shunting, shunter driver before going on to passenger driving, and then freight driving. Maxwell Shepherd, my record in the 66 is 159 miles an hour, crikey. I mean, come on, from the outside, guys, that looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. That does look nice. It does look nice. Green, 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 green. Yes, if you are new to my channel and you're new to the stream as well, I've got some other like train driver vlogs and bits and bobs on the channel. So if you're interested in the railway work, all that sort of thing, then do feel free to go and check those out as well. Right, I'm going to try and see if the brakes work and what the brakes do, and then we're going to jump into 387, guys, because this. I'm sorry to say, this isn't playable. This is actually really bad. Jay Burgess, so class 7 is 45, class 4 would be 75 mile an hour, class 6 is 60, class 8, not that you see them anymore really, would be 35 miles an hour. So right, what should happen is when I touch the brake controller, which I'm going to do, Alan McCloskey, welcome to Dadrusser, which I'm going to do in a second, the brake gauge should drop to initial, which will be 4.5 bar. So the brake gauge, as soon as you press the brake controller, you can't stop it at any position before initial, so it will go straight into an initial application. So we're going through Balkan, I'm just going to press the brake controller now. It hasn't quite come down to initial. So an initial brake application would be about there. I'm quite interested to see how quickly that's going to stop the train. Guys, look, I've got to show you this. As you know, Dad Rail's called Dad Rail because... say hello to the stream.
Hi.
Dad Rail's called Dad Rail because I have 4 children and they were supposed to do Dad Rail with me, but they had no interest. But he is making tea for the stream, so he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He'll want pocket money for it though. So just in initial, the speed is coming off of that ridiculously quick. I mean, the J&A wagon's brakes are pretty good, to be fair. So let's just drop a bit more brake in and just see what happens. And that's just like stopping us almost instantly. We'll stop on the AWS magnet. It does. It looks good from the outside. There's me. That's me. I think. I'm sorry, guys. That 66 is unplayable. I will try the Train Sim Classic 66. I think a few people have recommended that to me and said it's a bit better than that one. What do you reckon, guys? Should we, not in this stream, but should we do the Train Sim Classic 66 in another stream? Can you do 5 Uniform 05s Gatwick Express 387 ZLD Smugglers Class 9 trains? That was reserved for international trains, Eurostars, when they used to run on the main line. I believe Class 9 now is Thameslink trains. Yeah, Cody S, just put the speeds in the chat there. Thank you very much for that. Jake Hello 375, please. 387. We'll do a 387, guys. We will do a 387. Do you want to do an up service or a down service? Let's have a look in the 387s and see what we've got. Let's have a quick look in the Discord, actually. Not that Discord button, that one. I think you missed the fact that Joe in your chat is a Dovetail game developer that created a great timetable. Well. No, I've been completely honest. There's actually like 1,300 and something services in this, and that is absolutely mental. And there's a lot of work gone into this route, and there's just a bit rough around the edges. And I'm not just saying that because I've just found out that he created the timetable. If you go back to my previous streams, I said the same. I'm really, really impressed with the route. I think they've done a really good job of it. But yeah, no, that 66 is not good. It's not good at all. Right, let's do a 387, guys. The 387's good. I like the 387 and I like the 377. They're very good trains. And I think the 313 is going to be pretty good as well. Main menu. Yeah, of course, mate. A few bugs to fix, but it's mostly been well worth it. No, I completely agree with you, Joe. My expectations of the route and the way it's been modelled have actually been massively exceeded. Honestly, the guys at Dovetail Games, they've done a fantastic job with this. It looks beautiful. The actual simulation experience and the way the trains drives is spot on. And the 377 on the East Coast, where I found the brakes on it were a bit sharp on the older version. With the updated version, it drives really well. And honestly, it's exceeded my expectations by a long shot. Timetable. We'll do the 387. What have we got for 387? Let's have it in the... Do the leaves change colour with the seasons? If we do like a December drive, do we get no leaves on there? Ultra Kibro, welcome to Dad Rail. Yeah, leaves are quite potent at the moment because I've been out driving RHTT trains all day, so I've got leaves on the brain. Should we do an up service or a down service? What do you reckon, guys? Up service or a down service? Oh, I think we're doing up. We'll do a whole run on the route. Should we do a Brighton up? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a Brighton up. 10:16, 1 Mike 43, Brighton to London Victoria. We'll give that one a go. Down, please, Maxwell. Well, we done a down service to Reigate, didn't we? So we'll do the bottom half of the route in the up direction. I know, Joe, I noticed you like the wagon at Haywards Heath. Yeah, that's a really, really nice touch, that wagon at Haywards Heath. It's been there for years. So we are in the 387. Again, it's going to sound like I'm picking faults. 387222. My track says we've got 377422. It's a small thing. It's a small thing. It makes no difference to the game, in all honesty. But we have got TPWS Mark IV on this, so we do get some nice sound effects. So let's go and put those safety systems in. Where are we? Oh, it's down here on this one, isn't it? I never signed the 387s. I signed the 377-600s, which is similar. And forward. So we've got the road already. Open the doors. Day running and off. Someone asked me why I don't use the auto mode on the tail lights, and I think that's just because I'm trained on 375s and they don't have auto mode on the tail lights. I think that's all it is, really. So what's going on in the chat, guys? Let's have a little look. Paul Crease, as an RHTT driver, is operating the equipment your responsibility, or are you responsible for driving the train only? Yeah, we're only responsible for driving the train, Paul. We have an operator on board the train with us that has a little machine called a Catron, which is basically a remote control, and they turn the machine on and off. You're not allowed to spray as you go across points, because they're worried we're going to spray all the grease off, which you probably would, to be fair. And if you see like P-way stuff on the track as well, you're not allowed to spray around those because we don't want to get them wet, and we're considerate people. So yeah, we have an operator on board that controls the machine, and we just drive the train. Crazy place, you should try and become a tram driver in a game, it would be fun. Do you know what? I would absolutely love to be a tram driver. Is anyone from Croydon Tramlink or associated with Croydon Tramlink or Sheffield Tramlink that wants to take me out on a tram for a day? Then I would absolutely love to do that. I really would. Lock doors, red. No, green. DRA's off. Colourblind train driver, that's not a good start, is it? Into forward and off we go. Oh, so we are fast to Gatwick Airport, and then we are... Oh, Gatwick and Victoria only. Nice. That's an easy drive for me. Brighton looks superb. The lighting is really nice as well on that. Yeah, I realise you've got to draw the line somewhere with what content you release and stuff, but I'd love to see the 455s so we can do the metro services. I mean, you've got the route for it. Love to see the 455s on there, and maybe some 700s. 700s as a driver, I've lots of cab rides in 700s. The cabs are lovely, but as a passenger, ironing board seats, yeah, they're nasty things. 12 carriages as well there. There is this one train game called Tram Sim Vienna. Oh, okay. We'll certainly have a look at that one then. The Yorkshire Spotter, how long are your shifts usually? Maximum of 12 hours, sir. Shortest shift we do will be 6 hours. Longest shift 12 hours. We're on an average working week, so our shifts vary massively. At the moment, a lot of our RHT shifts are 12 hours. They're very long days. You take the rough with the smooth though. I've got a day off tomorrow, then I'm doing a stone train up to Acton on Thursday, and that's a 6-hour job, but it does start at 1:30 in the morning, which is not good. Right, 75 till we get to Patcham Tunnel, then we go up to 90. $127 people in the... This is absolutely incredible, guys. If everyone has been sharing the stream, thank you so much. Don't forget as well, if you're watching, do like and subscribe. So now, people at home with children, passing through Preston Park. I can't wait to see this with the rush hour passengers as well. I think that there's a lot of passenger action already, so it'd be really nice with the rush hour passengers. People with children. People with children. Can I have my cup back, please?
What do you mean?
You've run away with me cup.
No, that was the old one.
People with children, as you'll know, my son just offered me a cup of tea. I had a cup here, I had a Peppa Pig cup, which is my Father's Day cup. He offered me a cup of tea. He's gone and made it in a completely different cup.
A Mother's Day cup.
A Mother's Day cup. Creating washing up for me, because he won't do the washing up. Become a ship. Low horn, Maxwell. The horn sounds really nice as well. That's really accurate. So we get through Patcham Tunnel. We'll see if we can play some tunes. And I've turned the windscreen wiper on as well. I don't know what I've pressed there. I think Darth Vader I get asked to play a lot on the horn by certain people. There we go, look at that. Darth Vader horn. You can get a driver to do that in real life, make sure you film it. We used to do that horn a lot through Shawford, but we're not allowed to anymore, we had complaints. North Wales Coastline Vids, who do you drive for? Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but someone in the chat will tell you. We'll put that up. All views and opinions expressed in this video are solely my own, may not reflect those of any companies I may be or may previously been employed by or associated with. Robert Lilly, start at 1:30 AM, 6 hours you're finished before everyone else starts. Yeah, that is the beauty of those early morning ones. It's more of a night turn than an early morning though, so it's just trying to kind of work your sleep patterns around that. My alarm call this week, my alarm call for the beginning of the week's been 4 AM. Then I've got a day off tomorrow, and then you've got to be at work at 1:30. It'll be Friday morning. So it can be a bit difficult sometimes trying to coordinate your sleep and stuff. Dadrail, I have a login for GTR track access. So do I, Maxwell. Do not be giving that out to anyone, although loads of people will want it. Do not be giving that out. I know Max personally, so I can say that. Believe it or not, the 377 now use the Armstrong Powerhouse sounds he produced in Hartman's packs for Train Simulator. Yeah, I'm going to go and do some more Train Sim classic streams, but I think I just prefer Train Sim World. But a few people have asked, and I think we will do some Train Sim classics. I want to check Clayton Tunnel because I've not seen Clayton Tunnel. Look at that, it's beautiful. Coming up to Hassocks. Yeah, I've not actually driven the Brighton leg in the down direction yet. Like I say, having 4 children, I don't get much time for gaming. And Mum Rail, Mrs. Dad Rail, hashtag Mum Rail is she's at work tonight, working for the NHS, doing her bit. So she's at work, the children are in bed, and I've got a day off tomorrow, so I can sit here and play computer games. But then if you look behind me, if I get out of the way, that way. You see I've got lots of housework to do as well, which will need to be done. Coming through Hassocks. Train spotting, what is GTR track access? That's a video suite that GTR put, a company called Track Access Productions put a video suite together, and they're basically route learning videos that cover virtually the whole Govia Thameslink railway network. So there's a lot of content on there. So I inquired about this last time, the DAS, which is Driver Advisory System. It's something I've not come across before, but basically it knows where the train in front is and it tells you how fast to drive. I'm not sure exactly how it works, or if it works, but certainly a useful system. I believe the Freightliner 66s had something similar fitted to them years ago, but they don't have it on them now. But yeah, certainly a very useful system. I'd like to learn more about that. So if you're clued up on DAS, do please drop me a message on even my socials or on Discord. That'd be fantastic. Please stand behind the yellow line. Reese, any route learning tips? Just get out. I mean, just get out there and learn it, Reese. I mean, if you're not on the railway and you're just kind of trying to learn it as a passenger, just learning the names of various things. For example, we've just gone over Clapham Junction coming through Withersfield, learning the names of junctions, tunnels, signal boxes, bridges. If you can just get the geography into your head, then when you come to actually do your real route learning, it'll be much easier. I found it quite hard with some of my route learning in areas where I signed down to Southampton and Eastleigh, and I don't know through Basingstoke and Woking, and I don't know that area. I've not even been down that neck of the woods as a passenger, so I found it quite difficult with the geography and just kind of trying to place things. But like trying to sign my local route that I travelled along hundreds of times, you know where everything is. It's a couple of days to just familiarise yourself with it. So yeah, if you can kind of get the names of the tunnels, the geography, and if you can pick up speed limits and stuff along the way, then great. You know, simulators are. I kind of said before that you can't learn a route using a simulator, and I don't think you can learn it fully, but it's certainly going to give you a very good appreciation for the route, especially with. I mean, what Dovetail have done with this route and then some of the other routes, they're very, very accurate, and it will give you good appreciation of the route. Did you know you can contact the signaller by clicking the phone now? Can you really? I'm going to give it a go, but can you? Proceed as signals? So you can. So you've got GSMR here on here is obviously not working. It's modelled accurately. Just don't press that big red button. That big red button there on the GSMR radio is live in every single cab, whether the cab is active or not. And if you press that, it will send an emergency stop signal to every single train in the area and every single train in the adjoining area as well. And the driver will get a big message that will come up on the screen saying stop. The radio will scream, goes emergency, emergency. And then you stop your train and hope it's not you that's caused it. Could printing the route map be a good idea? Yeah, no, absolutely. You could print a map off or draw a map, mark your speed limits and stuff on it. Lots of people learn routes in different ways. The markers there, they're countdown markers to the signal. Not fitted everywhere, but where you've got like high risk signals and stuff, sometimes you'll fit those just as an aid. What do the other buttons on the GSMR do? Typing squirrel. Yeah, print that causes carnage, yeah, if you press that red button. You don't want to be doing that. Like I said, that's always live as well, and we've had cleaners in cabs before that have just been doing their job, cleaning up after us messy drivers, and they've wiped over it and knocked it. Some of them actually have covers fitted over them now. So other buttons on the GSMR, just check my speed's good for a minute, yeah, so we can look away. So you've got three ways of contacting the signaller on the GSMR. You've got the big red emergency button that will literally stop everything in the area. Incidentally, when you hit the emergency button, the GSMR becomes an open network, so your communication with the signaller is no longer secure. So what you say to him, everyone else will hear, and other trains in the area can also speak as well. So it becomes like an open call, if you like. The yellow button there will place an urgent call to the signaller. So you'd use that for. Basically, the way I was taught is urgent starts with a U, so anything that involves you use the urgent. Emergency starts with an E, E for everyone. So if it involves everyone, you use that. If it involves you, you use that. Then you have this little button here, which is like a normal standard call to the signaller. And the radio system will prioritise. So if the signaller is talking to someone on a standard call and you press an urgent call through, it will disconnect the standard call and you'll get prioritised on his panel or her panel. which is quite nice. And you've got other buttons here, like your menu buttons. SG's a useful one. If you're standing at a red signal, you can press SG, and that will send a ping to the signal box to let the signaller know that you're standing at a red signal. Then one of two things will happen. Signal will change to green, or you'll get wait come up on the radio. No, please wait, just wait. Various other menu buttons. The ST button. On these radios, the signaller is capable of sending what's called a safety broadcast, so it'll be a pre-recorded message. Say, for example, they've had reports that the previous trains had problems stopping at Balcombe Station due to leaves on the line. We're back to leaves on the line. What the signaller can do is they can set a pre-recorded message. So as you go through a specific section of track, the radio will play a pre-recorded message. It will say, this is the signaller at Three Bridges. Previous train has reported lower diesel conditions in the Balcombe area. Please acknowledge that you've received this message, and you'll have to press the ST button, which will then send a message back to the signaller to say that you've received and understood the message. Before that facility, the signalman would have to physically stop you on a red signal in order to convey the message, so that reduces the need for that. Yeah, and there's just lots of other kind of menu buttons. You've got a phone book in there as well, so you can contact your control and whatever your company have programmed into it. Brightness buttons, volume buttons. T is your test button. I think that's a pretty comprehensive guide to GSMR there. We forgot about the 80 going through Balham there, didn't I? The 85, sorry. Oh no, the 85 is coming out the other side of the tunnel, isn't it? My apologies. Joe Burgess, are you able to say what is considered a reason to press the emergency call button? Anything you consider that warrants it. I just mentioned the 80 and I've completely forgotten about it. Anything you think that warrants the emergency call button. If you saw trespassers on the line that were in immediate danger, animals on the track, fallen trees, basically anything that creates a danger to people or property, you would anything that needs the train stopped immediately, you would just hit that big red button. Generally speaking, it's best to be overly cautious than underly cautious. I think in the whole time, when I first started driving, we didn't have GSMR, we had Cab Secure Radio, CSR. So we didn't have that facility, and I think since we've had GSMR probably for about 6 or 7 years at least now, and I've had it twice, maybe 3 times that I've had an emergency stop. One of them was because there'd been a fatality somewhere, and I forget what someone ran across the track in front of another train that had warranted pressing it. I pressed it myself once. 2 yellows. I pressed it myself once when I come across a tree on the line. It wasn't blocking my line, but it was blocking the adjacent line, so I hit it for that. Hit the red button. So yeah, there's basically, you know, if you need to use it. That's what it's there for. But it will literally it will stop every driver in the area will just get a stop message. Reds at Three Bridges. Jay Kelly, do you have to stop to call the signaller? No, you can call the signaller when you're on the move, Jay. That's fine. 1 yellow. Let's get some braking, man. Using brake step 3, bad driving. Distracted by the chat. Yeah, no, if the circumstances are right, you can call the signaller whilst you're on the move. Obviously, if you're approaching a station stop or a red signal, you probably wouldn't. But if you're driving along on clear signals and everything's happy in the world, then yeah, go ahead. Red ahead. One of the other things on here is that I find the signals don't particularly pop. I mean, in real life they're kind of really bright lights and they stand out from everything, and I kind of like find myself hunting for the signal, if you know what I mean. It should be really prominent and it should kind of pop out. I don't know if that's just kind of limitations of what the screen's capable of displaying or anything, but yeah, that'd be quite nice to have. Three Bridges. 1 yellow. So that building there, the real building that's there, is the Three Bridges Signalling Centre. So 1 yellow, there's no point getting any speed up really. 2 yellows. Red is at Tinsley Green. ZLD Smoggle is getting hashtag Spadra already. Yeah, I think it was Adam last week that sent me I think it was Adam that sent me a nice Spadrail logo last week. I need to put that in the stream and then put a little button on so I can trigger it. Although I will add, the Spad that I had wasn't my fault. It was a glitch in the game. Honestly. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Sam Oliver, what do you think about tram trains? I don't know too much about them, but I like the concept of trams running on heavy rail system. I think it's the Sheffield Super Tram that does do that. Hello Andrew Yates, welcome to Dad Rail, sir. Two yellows. So what I'm thinking about doing in the future with these streams, guys, because they're getting quite popular now and people seem to like them, which is good, is maybe trying to get some guests on. So I've got a couple of drivers who work with me that would be quite interested to come on as well and answer some questions and chat away. Joshua, I'll go in the Discord server in just a second. And maybe if I can get some other streamers on, maybe people like Jeff Marshall would be great as well, possibly, and just other people, railway people, Jago Hazard. See if I can get some like collabs going like that. I think that might be quite a nice way of doing it. Just see if we can get some other streamers and stuff in here and railway people. I think that'd be really good. What do you think about that, guys? One yellow. This is Tinsley Green Junction. Used to be a station here called Tinsley Green years ago. This is really good to see, actually running on continuously on yellow signals. It's something that I've found with the game is you're normally running on greens, which doesn't happen. So the fact that we're getting checked down and following something is really good and really realistic. Welcome XYZ to Dad Rail. Hello Jack, didn't see you in the chat there. Jack is one of my Patreon supporters, so he gets a special shout out. And everyone else who's Patreon that I haven't seen in the chat as well. Maybe Unmasked Jago live on... Yeah, that'd be wicked, wouldn't it? I love his content though, he's really good. One of my other favourite YouTubers, who I don't think I'd get on here, is Tom Scott. He makes some really good content. We will... Jeff who? Yeah. Red ahead. I'll jump in the Discord in a second, Josh, just to show off whatever we're doing over there. As soon as we get stopped at this red signal. So no more than 20 over the magnet. In a freight train, we don't do any more than 10 over the AWS magnet. Lovely aeroplane going across there. But that's down to your... There's nothing in the rule book about that. That's company driving policy. Each company will have their own policy, which will set out how they expect you to drive the trains. And their own procedures. And that goes alongside the rule book. The rule book is not an instruction manual, it's a book of rules, whereas your company operating manual will be more like how to interpret the rules. That'll be the instructions that you work to. So it will conform to the rules, but it'll be how they're interpreted. One yellow coming into Gatwick, 12 carriages. Train spotting, Tom Scott is brilliant. Jay Foreman, map man. I'm not singing. He's a legend though. Jay Foreman done a video with Tom Scott as well, which is really good. Maybe we should just go all out, guys. Go straight to the top and approach KSI. What do you reckon? Should we get KSI and Logan Paul? Mr. Beast. Oh, my subs would go through the roof, wouldn't they? So, red ahead. I can't actually see the signal because the car marker's in the way. Yeah, I was quite interested to see what they were going to do with Gatwick, because obviously it's being rebuilt at the moment. I wonder whether that's going to be patched out when the station rebuild's finished. Or whether they're going to leave it as is. But, yeah, Gatwick looks pretty good. Pretty good job of that. I've no idea if that's red or not. I know it's definitely... No, it looks like it's double yellow. 12 for the 12. I've already driven through here once today. Come through on a Class 73, which of course is where a lot of them used to work on the Gatwick Express services, so it's always nice to take a 73 back through Gatwick. And I had a clear run as well, 60 mile an hour through Gatwick today on a Class 73, which was lovely. It's a nice horn action as well. Mr. Beast spends 24 hours in a freight train. Francis the Train Spotter, he'd love it. Oh, you mean, is that Francis from TikTok? Oh, what a legend. He looks like someone I know as well, and we always take the mickey out of the guy that I know because he looks like him. he's brilliant. Jacob Harris, welcome to Dadrow, sir. Sorry, Joshua, I did say we would jump into the Discord as well. Joshua's put a few things out. If you're not in the Discord as well, guys, there is a link in the description below. Sarah Trains, hello to you. Let's jump back into the game. London Victoria, platform 14, 11, 13. And when we get to Victoria, guys, we will wrap it up for tonight. Although Mrs. Dadrail, Mum Rail's not here. I've got the housework to do. Otherwise she'll come home in the morning after her night shift like a bear with a sore head, and you know how it is. I'm a married man. Tyler Wiseman, have you driven a Class 158? No, I have not, but I'd love to drive a Class 158. I kind of like the controller layout in the 158, where you've got the power controller sort of backwards and forwards, and you've got the rotary brake controller. So I'd love to have a go on a 158. They're very nice trains to ride as a passenger. If ever I have to pass down to, or ride the cushions down to Southampton or Eastleigh, I'd try and get on one of the 158s or 159s as far as Basingstoke, because they're nice trains to ride. We are coming through Horley. Aaron Thompson, did you see the Class 710 train crash at Enfield Town? I did, sir. I don't want to speculate on what's happened there too much, because to be honest with you, I haven't got a clue. But it doesn't look like the drivers hit the buffer stops too hard, in my opinion. The buffer stops have done what they were designed to do. They've stopped the train and the train's ridden up over it. But I don't think the driver hit the buffer stops too hard. I mean, it's bad whichever way you look at it. But it could have been low adhesion. The rails could have been slippery. There's a million and one reasons that could have caused that. And it'd be very interesting to see what the official investigation finds. But there are, approaching terminal stations, there are TPWS overspeed grids. So if you approach it at more than 10 miles an hour, it'll throw the emergency brakes in anyway. But obviously, if you're doing 30 going over those, you're not going to stop before you hit the buffer stops. Excuse me. So it'd be very interesting to see the investigation on that. Joe Burge, I got to head off. Enjoy Brighton Mainline, everyone. Thank you very, very much, Joe, and you've done an absolutely superb job on this. I hope I wasn't too negative. The route is absolutely brilliant, and the 1,000 odd services or 3,000 services is just honestly such an achievement, fella. Well done. I think it's credit to the route that on the previous stream that I done, where everything kept going wrong, that as a mainline driver who signs this route, I was able to jump straight into it and drive it pretty much without incident. You know, so if I can jump straight into the route and drive it, it's got to be accurate to an extent. So we're 90 up here. The next speed restriction we'll have is for down to 75. I think it's down to 75 or 80 through Red Hill Tunnel. Someone in the chat will know. What does the speed limit go down to at Red Hill Tunnel? Does it go down to 80 or 75? Someone will know. Louis will know. Is Louis in the chat? He'll know. We'll find out in a second. Reading the raid report on the King's Cross buffer strike was interesting. Yeah, I'd done a video a little while ago after the Paddington video, sort of pulling that apart after the Paddington derailment, and I've done one as well with the GWR train that went 125 through a temporary speed restriction. So I mean, normally once you start looking at these things, there's a logical reason as to why they've happened, and I think I'd quite like to do a few more of those videos. 80, yeah, thank you everyone. I say as a freight driver, even if you're light engine or class 4, you never do more than 75. So If it's more than that, you tend to forget about it. We'll let the speed come off naturally. So I'm going to do a quick plug as we come through Ellswood, guys, for my Patreon once again. So yeah, everyone who supports me on Patreon, thank you very, very much. And if you would like to do so, then you can do patreon.com/dadrail. There is R80. And when I was driving along here earlier on 3 Whiskey 90, obviously we went straight up the slows into Redhill Platform 2, turned round, back to Tunbridge and home again. It's been a long day today. And there we go, 12 cars clear and back up to 90. I'll call that as roughly 12 cars. Have you driven a train from Brighton to London Victoria in real life, Tyler Wiseman? Yes. I've driven from Brighton to Clapham Junction because I only sign as far as Poparts Junction, which is just past Clapham. I don't actually sign the last bit into Victoria. We tend to go down Poparts Junction, then onto the southeastern Mainline through Chatham Line through Denmark Hill, or we go platform 16 at Clapham Junction and go up to Willesden, Kensington, Olympia, up through that way. So yeah, we do the railhead treatment trains and the snow and ice treatment trains through here. So I've not driven the whole route as a passenger driver, but I've driven it as a freight driver. But when I was passenger driving, we used to work trains from Tunbridge to London Bridge via East Croydon and Redhill, so I've driven that section as a passenger driver. Northern Princess Productions, how is DSD holdover used in service? The DSD holdover button, which is there, it's basically exactly the same as the foot pedal. So if your foot gets tired, you can press and hold the button if you want to, or if you want to stand up and look out the window, you can press and hold the button. It works in exactly the same way as the foot pedal. Just keeping an eye on that 90 there. Reese, do you get extra brakes due to the amount of concentration that ATC do? No, not particularly, Reese. I think the maximum we're allowed to do is 6 hours. It varies from company to company, but I think with our company it's 6 hours in one stint that you can do before you need to have a break. Joshua Ritchie, dear Dad Rail, if you need the toilet and let's say you're running 10 minutes early, can you go to the toilet at the station if your train has no toilet? There are rules as to when you can leave a train unattended on a running line. Normally you just try and kind of work out your toilet breaks and be careful with what you're drinking and stuff like that. Or, dare I say it, there's always the option of watering the flowers. Which on some of our longer freight runs, obviously you don't have toilets on a freight train, is your only option, I'm afraid to say. I think we've got largely the same problem as the HGV drivers have got in that respect. Not very good facilities. Yeah, you can't sort of just stop at a station and run in and use the toilet. Leaving a train unattended on a running line is kind of a bit of a no-no, really. Northern Princess Productions, 6 hours would be intense. Yeah, I think the job I was on today, we had 5.5 hours in one stint. But of course you're stopping at signals in that time, so you're not constantly on the move. You do get a little bit of downtime. But the whole thing with being a train driver, and I've actually, the video I'm filming tomorrow, because all the children are at school, my youngest is at nursery, and Mrs. Dadrow will be in bed because she's worked a night shift, so I have an opportunity to film. I'm actually going to be doing a video tomorrow about 10 things, and it was actually recommended to me to someone to make it. Someone asked me to make it. 10 things you need to know about being a train driver, and I'm going to cover this on that video. And the job is really boring, and the novelty of driving trains wears off really, really quickly. So you're driving along on green signals, everything in the world's really, really hunky-dory and good, and your mind starts to wander. You start looking around, you start nosing in people's back gardens because they're having barbecues in the summer and you're at work, and your mind starts to wander a lot. And the difficult bit is bringing yourself back into focus and kind of saying to yourself, right, I need to focus on what I'm doing. I mean, like now I'm driving along, it's 90 miles an hour on green signals, I'm in the chat, there isn't an issue. As soon as you start driving on yellows and reds, then your mind needs to come back into it. You need to start focusing. And there's loads and loads of ways you can slip up, and there's lots of things that can happen. It's just being aware of those risks and aware of those situations. I mean, train drivers have spads and have incidents, and no one goes to work intentionally to do that. So you have to ask yourself, why do these things happen? And it comes down to something called non-technical skills, which the railway's really invested very heavily in. And that's just, you can teach someone to drive a train, but how do you teach someone to concentrate? How do you teach someone good situational awareness? How do you teach someone to be assertive? You know, we take a lot of it from the airline industry, but you need to be able to. You need to know when you can switch off. You need to learn when, you know, little things like that you need to be aware of, non-technical skills. And that, for me, that's more where the challenge of the job lies. And I've got a video on my channel, how hard is it to drive a train. I need to update that now. I'm a freight train driver because my opinion's changed slightly. But anyone can get a train to start and stop. Peter Collins, welcome to Dad Rail, sir. Anyone can get the train to start and stop and get it moving. It's not difficult. Operating the controls is not difficult. But just being able to cope with the shifts, the irregular sleep patterns, driving a train tired is awful because the cabs are warm and the train rocks you to sleep. And if you're running on green signals like this, as you can imagine running along like this at night on green signals when you're really, really tired. The train rocks you to sleep. You've got nothing to do. And there's the problem. You need to keep yourself alert. You need to bring yourself back, and that's to me, that's more the challenge and the problem with the job. South, that's Pearly Oaks, South Croydon. Speed comes down to 60. We're going straight to Vic, aren't we, on this? Master Mook, welcome to Dadval. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, 11:13 at Vic. Richard the Train Spotter and more. Good evening, sir. Reese, full respect to train drivers, then 6 hours full Yeah, I will say, Reese, not every shift is going to be, you're going to be in the seat for that long. It's probably, I'd say it's rare to be driving for that long. Most of the jobs we do, you know, you're 2 or 3 hours maybe in the chair. But like I said, the problem is one of concentration. Was that doing me for overspeeding? Because the 60 doesn't... Ah, we hit a tree! Press the red button. Yeah, the 60 starts there. Why am I cancelling my AWS? What is going on here? Robert Lilly, are you allowed radio music in the cab? No, you're not. I think you should be allowed because I think it aids with concentration if you've got the radio on. 45 for East Croydon, 30 because we're going through platform 1. See the route indicator, so that's a 30 mile an hour. Yeah, I think it aids with concentration if you can have the radio on, but we're not allowed. Two yellows. Red's at the end of the platform because we have a closing up signal here at East Croydon. So all platforms at East Croydon 45, 25 mile an hour through the crossovers except platform 1 which has a 30 mile an hour going into it. Johnny Simulator Gamer, I'm going to Reigate. They need to patch Reigate. We done Reigate earlier on, sir. They need to patch Reigate. So here you go. This for example, we're not stopping at East Croydon. If we were coming in on a red, which we were there, you know, it'd be very easy to stop and open the doors because you've done it 100 times before and you're preconditioned to do that. Wouldn't necessarily be a massive problem. Yeah, no AWS sound on that one. Yeah, it wouldn't massive. You know, you'd come in, stop at the red signal, and then you think you're stopping for the station and opening the doors because you've done it so many times before. You might have done this. You might be doing this trip 3 times a day. You know, you've done it twice. You've stopped there. The 3rd time you're not, but something like that happens and you open the doors. Max, yes, approaching East Croydon. Johnny Simulator Gaming, Richard, how does a shed drive in real life? They're not bad machines to drive, if I'm being quite honest with you. They're pretty comfortable. They pull well. They can be noisy though, very noisy in the cab. But yeah, I don't mind driving them at all. They're pretty responsive locomotives. The thing you don't get in the simulator really is you don't experience the weight characteristics and stuff. Like when we've done the 66 earlier, it accelerates really quickly on here, it brakes really quickly. In real life, I don't know how familiar you are with the railway network down this neck of the woods, but for example, if you come around the Catford Loop, you could be notch 8. Actually, Catford Loop's not a good example. If you're coming out of Southampton, you can be in full power coming through St Denis, and you'd only be doing 40 or 50 mile an hour once you get up to the top of the hill at Lichfield Tunnel. Is it Lichfield Tunnel? I drive that route so often. You go through Popham Tunnel at yeah, you'd only be doing 40, 50 as you come across the top at Lichfield Tunnel. (40/70). Love the horn sound. Green signal, let's get going. So, LD Smugglers, what's your favourite locomotive to drive? Locomotive at the moment, I think probably the 69, but that's because they're new. I think once I've had a few goes on it, I'll be back to being the 73. I love driving 73s. They're really nice. We'll do a Darth Vader. No, wrong one. No, I can't do it now. Thornton Heath. Sam Oliver, what would happen if you opened the doors at the wrong stop? Yeah, it's not the end of the world really. The worst you might get is you might get a please explain for the delay. But it depends on your company and what their attitude to that is. But I don't think it'd be classed as a safety of the line incident. So we're like 2 hours into this stream, guys, and I've still got 95 of you watching, which is fantastic. So if you are there, do not forget to like and subscribe. And of course, do not touch the live rail. I love your username. That is superb. Definitely do not touch the live rail. And always consider it live as well. It's a top piece of advice. That is always live. Even on Christmas Day, it's live. We do a lot of T3 ballast work in my job. We obviously go to sites that are under possession and that the power's turned off. And even then, I know it's turned off, but I still don't want to go anywhere near it. I still don't want to touch that live rail, and I don't. Just because you're preconditioned to be not necessarily afraid of it, but you respect it. You know, you touch that and it can cost you your life. So you have a great deal of respect for it. Is there a reason there's no ammeters on UK's EMU? Quite surprised there is not one in sight. No, there isn't on UK. The locomotives you have, but not on EMUs. I don't think it's necessary really on an EMU. I think they're kind of designed in such a way where you're not going to overload the traction packages. There we got a train coming off the Portsmouth line there. Free State Banner repeater, which is lovely. That's a spur up there, takes you down to Mitcham, Eastfields, and then Sutton round the Wall of Death. Been there today, twice. Once in each direction. Tyler Wiseman, what's the longest route that you have done? I think the longest run that we do regularly from my depot would be Tunbridge down to Southampton. Which is about, I think it's about 3.5 hours each way, 3.5, 4 hours each way. It's only 120 miles, which is not massive, but because of the pathway you get given, you're not going direct, you're going, so you come up to Clapham Junction, instead of going straight down the southwestern main line, you get routed via Staines and Chertsey, and so you generally don't get a good run. You go in the freight pathway out the way of everybody else, so you're always following something round the Hounslow Loop, or yes, it's normally a really bad run. Acid248, have you ever driven on the West Coast Mainline? Yeah, I have actually. When I done my initial assessment for freight train driving, I drove from... We picked the train up at... Oh, I forgot about speed restriction at Ballon. When I done my initial assessment for driving on freight trains, so I've completed my training and you have to be assessed. We picked a train up from Dagenham, and it was going up to Crewe, and I took it as far as Northampton, up the West Coast Mainline, and that was my car train. Obviously, that was my my test to make sure I was competent to drive freight trains. Crazy Killer, working in Tunbridge myself at the moment, can hear horns all day long. Maxwell's speed, yeah, I know, look. We're not doing well, Max, we're not doing well. Wandsworth Common. Yeah, the gradient's really steep downhill gradient there. See, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is, if you go on the down direction, I believe this is 70 all the way through here. 2 yellows, red is before Clapham Junction. Let's get some braking. And I believe one of these signals has got an AWS problem on it as well, where you don't get no audio, so you need to just watch out for that. Sam Brooks, do you sign Kingston Loop? No, I don't do Kingston. I do the Hounslow Loop, and I do via Richmond. I don't do Kingston, unfortunately. 1 yellow. What traction is this? We're currently in the class 387. I'll give you an outside shot as soon as we stop at this signal. 20 for the magnet. That's not the magnet, that's the spider. There's the magnet. Red ahead. Just cleared up to 1 yellow. That puts us into Clapham Junction. Let's have a quick look at the outside. Yeah, beautifully well modelled class 387. They've made a really good job of that. It looks lovely. So again, on the simulator I'm thinking Clapham Junction, but we're not stopping. We're not stopping, but we do have red at the end of the platform at the moment. Do the signal bell. Bit of an audio bug there. What have we got? 1 yellow. Two yellows. Curtis Stu TV. Sorry if I'm saying your username wrong. Not long joined GBRF as an SCORO. So much to take in, but hoping to be sat in the hot seat for my day job in the future. You have a blue shirt like mine, sir. Oh, I guess probably just oranges actually. Or you get the nice polo shirts. 1 yellow. Yeah, see, as far as I sign, I have to have position 1 on this signal to drop down Pope Arts Junction and down to Longhedge to pick up the Ludgate lines to come back up at Factory Junction and Wandsworth Road. So yeah, I'd need position 1 on that. Felocia Simpson, I'm on PS5 and this game doesn't run good sometimes. That surprises me. I thought it'd run better on PS5. I thought it'd be optimised for PS5. I thought it'd be better than what it is on PC. How many 66s are in there? 66s are in special livery. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Someone in the chat will know the answer to that. Sam Brooks as a freight train driver, do you use the quarry or the Red Hill lines? Most freight traffic goes via the Red Hill, but when we do the RHT and the SITs, we do use the quarry sometimes. Or if there's a block on the Red Hill lines, we might take the quarry lines. So, generally speaking, you'll be on the Red Hill lines, though. Yeah, see, I signed the lines down to the left there. Stew Lane Depot on the right. So this is all. I don't sign this bit here. I need to get this bit on my route card. Joshua Brown, have you ever drove a Class 69? Yes, sir. I was. Is that red signal mine? No. So there you go, guys. Look, read across. I'm coming around the corner there thinking, is that red signal mine? Obviously, in that case, it's not really an issue. But can you imagine if the red signal was mine and I thought, is that green signal mine? And then you thought, oh, that green signal must be mine, and it isn't. So you can see there's real... Yeah, Class 69, yeah, I'm past competent to drive the Class 69. I was passed out on that last week or the week before. Very nice locomotives. Can't say too much at the moment about them. They are very nice to drive. Two yellows coming across Grosvenor Bridge. I mean, coming into London, it looks very good. 48 FPS as well at the moment, which is not too bad. 50 FPS. Chelsea Bridge. Fantastic, looks lovely. One yellow. Very steep gradient coming into London Victoria. What are route indicator positions? Red ahead. So you have them on top of the signals. You have position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not all signals will have all positions. Positions to the right are 4, 5 and 6, and positions to the left are 1, 2 and 3. The way I remember that is you say to someone, all right, so it's like 4 right. Quirky way of remembering. Some things work for some people, some people it's like, oh, 4 right. So that's, I just remember it that way. So position 4 would be the first indicator to the right, position 5 second indicator to the right, position 6 third indicator to the right. Likewise, position 1 would be your first indicator to the left, position 2 second indicator to the left, position 3 third indicator to the left. And if you have more positions than that or more indications than that, you normally get a theatre box, which is what we got on the signal in front of us. So you should generally aim to stop 1 coach length away from a signal. However, in certain places, there will be local instructions in place that say you have to stop closer. But that's something you'd learn as part of your route knowledge. Working a T3 in a further out area gives me the creeps just looking at it, constantly on edge. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, you used to have a great deal of respect for the third rail. As far as I'm concerned, it's always live. How do you find the cab layout? I saw some photos and it looked like a bit of a bodge. Yeah, to be honest with you, when I first saw the cab layout, the cab pictures of the 69, I wasn't too impressed, and it looked really awkward, the way you have to sit. But having had to drive of them, it's all right. The cab layout's pretty good. They're probably a little bit cramped if you're on the larger side, like I am, but most drivers are on the larger side, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, no, they're all right. They're all right. I think they're going to be really good as well, given time. A few teething troubles with them at the moment, but you get that with most new or reconditioned traction. So yeah, give them time. I think they're going to be good locos. It's very weird seeing that shaped body, though, the 56 shaped body with the Platform 14 one yellow. 56 shaped body with 66 noise coming from it. It's a little bit strange. So these smugglers, what is a T3? T3 is actually a module of the rulebook which covers possessions for engineering work. So when you get weekend engineering works and the engineers take possession of the track, it's covered in module T3 of the rulebook, so we call it a T3 possession. So it's engineering works basically where the railway's shut down. It's very weird working inside T3 possessions as a driver because all signalling's suspended, for example. So you're passing, signalling means nothing, so you're going through red signals and isolate all the safety systems, and it's only like 5 miles an hour in the possession in the work site, or 15 miles an hour in the possession. I think it'd make a good video actually, a little explaining video. So we're really slow coming into here, but that's good. Oh, we're early as well, look at that. Yeah, she'd have 10 mile an hour. This is what I mean about the one at Enfield. You've got there's 10 mile an hour overspeed sensors on the approach to the buffer stops. If you go over them more than 10, it'll chuck your emergency brakes on. So I'd be very interested to see the... got no lights on that train. Be very interested to see the report when it comes out. So 42 FPS coming into Vic. That's not too bad. Considering I'm streaming as well, I'll take that. That's not bad at all. That's better than I was getting on Train Sim Classic. Let's not ruin it now. Let's not press the wrong button. So we're probably going to have, not probably guys, we will have another stream next week. We've done a couple on the Brighton Mainline now, so I'm not kind of sure where to go from here. Might go over and do the South Eastern High Speed, or we might jump back into Train Sim Classic and do some routes over there. So just let me know in the chat what you'd like to see, guys, and I'll have a little look and try and accommodate that. If anyone says SCR though, that's not happening. It might do one day, just not yet. And step 3, set your DRA into neutral. Open the doors on that side. And there we go. See our happy passengers. We don't have any passengers. Looking forward to getting the rush hour pack installed though, that'll be good. We'll just see what score we got. We're on time and I think we've done a good job. Does it take card? Let's get an energy drink. So I think, because I've got the South Eastern High Speed pack, I think we should have some South Eastern AI over here. We have, yeah. What have we done score-wise? Gold medal, we've done alright. 465 on South Eastern High Speed, maybe the Island line. Northern Princess, good night. Thanks for joining us. And your continued support as well. Very much appreciated. Yeah, no, we can certainly have a look at some of the other routes in Train Sim World. I've got the South Eastern High Speed as well. Got that with 6.6, and we can do the stopping services. So something just happened on my computer, guys. Apparently this, like, we're still live, but we're only like 20 seconds into the stream. Are we still here? Tell me if we're still here, guys. Does YouTube have like a limit on how long the stream's allowed to be? Because apparently my stream has ended. Tell me if you can still hear me. Am I still here? Yes, still alive. All good at this end. Yeah, for some reason OBS is telling me that the stream's 45 seconds long and it's ended. Come back. I don't know. Anyway, right. We are going to call it a night there. Anyway, guys, it's been fantastic. We've been like 2 and a bit hours. We've been going for. We started on time. Not too many technical difficulties. Got a few bits to iron out. Picking up a lot of traction on these streams as well, which I really appreciate. So. Yeah, if you haven't already, guys, like and sub. Give this video a big thumbs up. That would be fantastic. And I know I've said it already. Discord as well. It'd be great to see you over on the Discord server as well. Let's have a quick look at what's over there. Some pictures already been posted. And yeah, social media, of course, as well. Let me know what you'd like to see as well in the chat in the Discord server. I'm always over there, so if you've got any questions, post them in the Discord server. Always happy to try and answer those. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters as well. Very much appreciated for all your support, guys. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and we'll try and get another We'll try and get another stream out next week. But until then, guys, thank you very much for watching, and create, share, and inspire. Oh, if you want to chat, I'll be in the Discord for about 20 minutes, so if you've got any questions, then I'll be in the Discord for the next 20 minutes. Anyway, that's me. Out. Driver out.